Teachers are meant to be kind individuals who help shape our children and share important lessons with them. But what happens when these teachers are actually evil? Here are 5 cases when evil teachers realize they've been caught.
What do you do when you put your hand inside her pants or skirt or whatever she was wearing?
Just touched her.
Like what? Show me. Put your hand on the table.
Starting with Yasin Ashir. In September 2021, he was asked questions because people thought he did something wrong with girls under 12 years old at the school where he worked. The parents of the girls who said they were hurt by him told the police. After he was arrested, an investigator asked him, "What unfolded will definitely shock many of you."
Saying that you touched her inappropriately. Do you remember that incident?
No.
How long have you been doing this for? Saying that you put your hands inside her pants and her buttocks, her butt.
No. That's not true.
We're gonna go through this again. These kids are all making that up?
No.
You tell me the whole school's gonna make something up?
No, I'm telling you the truth about.
Okay. Maybe a girl. Let me say a girl because I don't even know if you remember her name. A girl.
Yeah.
On Thursday, she's saying that you touched her butt inside of her pants.
Yeah.
Are you willing to take a lie detector test? It's really a stress voice analysis test, but people kind of refer to it as a possible lie detector test. Will you be willing to take something like that?
No.
Why?
I'm afraid.
Why?
It will hurt me. That's why.
How is it gonna hurt you? It's not painful. Or you're afraid because you're not being honest with me.
No. I didn't.
Man, listen. I don't understand why you cooperated with me. I know I'm gonna find out a whole lot more. Now I'm scared about what I'm gonna find out because you're not being honest with me. We keep on going back and forth. You cried and you told me you were sorry.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like you're sorry when you're not being honest with me right now.
Yasin didn't cooperate much. He didn't directly say he did what he was accused of. Instead, he kept saying sorry. This made people wonder because if he didn't really do it, there wouldn't be a reason for him to say sorry.
Let me tell you something, and I'm going to be honest. You cried to me. You told me you were a good kid and that you were sorry.
Yeah.
But you're not being sorry when you're saying that these kids are denying something. Do you know what these kids go through?
No.
You know, this other girl that came forward was crying to her mom, saying that something really bad happened to her. You believe in karma? How would you like it if it happened to one of your nieces or nephews? Or you when you were little? Or your family members?
Well, I feel good.
But you're sitting there and instead you're not sorry. You say you're sorry, you're not sorry. Because you're not being completely honest with me. If somebody's truly sorry and wants forgiveness with anybody, you will be honest. You're not sorry.
After being quiet for a while, the officer mentions video proof. We see Yasin sitting and looking surprised. Yasin seemed to not realize how good the police are at investigating when he didn't quickly admit he did something wrong. Still, the investigator kept asking Yasin to confess, making people think he might be involved in the accusations.
I know this little girl's not going to just make it up. I know that. Be honest and tell me what happened, man. You're sitting there, and at this point, saying you're sorry, but you're really not. I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna start pulling surveillance. Now you're just gonna make me work harder for it.
I really didn't do that.
Okay. So some random girl that does not even know the other students is randomly gonna say the same thing you touch her butt. That is just a coincidence? It's a coincidence?
No.
Do you think that today's my first day on the job?
No.
Do you think that today you're my first interview?
It's strange that Yasin only answered those two questions after staying silent for a while. Even if you have doubts about whether he did something wrong, it makes you wonder why many different girls from different classes who don't know each other would make up stories about him. Then, after a lot of questioning, he finally admits to doing something wrong.
Tell me what happened.
Touch her butt.
Inside her pants?
Yeah.
What is she saying? Something about it's cold or it was cold? Where did that happen? Outside or inside?
So this.
Behind the desk or somewhere else?
Beside the desk.
Okay, but what happened?
She came up to me, asked me a question.
Okay.
Told her to get your assignment and come here.
Okay. You know what happened?
And tried to touch her.
But how? Where do you put your hand?
In the back.
And you slid it down, or was it from underneath her skirt, or was it from above?
It's from above.
Like that, like you go down?
Yeah.
And what did she do?
And told me anything.
How long did that last for?
About 2 minutes. If
She just let you?
When you expect Yasin to admit to his mistakes like a grown man, he does the opposite. He actually says that the young girl allowed him to do it. This clearly shows what kind of person he is.
Is there anybody else that's gonna come forward?
you know. I don't think so.
After the questioning was over, the investigator asked Yasin if he thought anyone else might say similar things. Yasin said no, but that wasn't the end of the story.
Look, I already know that there's probably going to be more people coming forward. Is there anything else that you want to be honest with me about?
Say, I would say that I did the wrong thing. I wouldn't do it.
That you did wrong?
Yeah.
I know you did. Did you put your fingers inside her butt?
No.
What do you do? What do you put your hand inside her pants or skirt or whatever she was wearing?
Just touched her.
Like what? Show me. Put your hand on the table.
Just touched her.
You said 2 minutes. Did you leave it there or something else?
I left it there.
Okay. And while you guys were doing what? Like, was she not saying anything? Were you saying something? I'm trying to understand, like, how does that work?
I believe she was writing assignment on the paper.
Okay.
She was doing it at my desk.
Yasin Asher was later charged and found guilty of harming 4 young girls. He got an 8-year prison term for each count. After serving his time, he'll be sent back to his home country as a known wrongdoer. But if you thought evil teachers stopped here, that's because you don't know the case of James Rutherford.
She's 13. I didn't want to date her. I mean,
obviously there's thoughts.
we were 5 mile.
In 2006, in Greensville, Ohio, the arrest of 6th grade teacher James Rutherford surprised everyone in the town. James Rutherford, who sent messages to underage girls on the internet, got caught in an internet predator operation. He went to Greenville thinking he was meeting a 12-year-old girl he talked to online, but he didn't realize it was a trick set up by the police.
Coming out. Yeah. No, I didn't grab a jacket. Say your correct address.
No, it's actually not.
It's not?
No. That's my old address.
What is your address now?
2940 Millbank Row. Millbank, all one word.
How would you spell that?
Millbank. It's Mainville, Ohio.
Fairfield?
No, it's Mainville.
Manville?
Mainville, Maineville. 45039 is the zip.
Have your phone number?
22.
22?
Yes.
The name of the road. Spell that for me again.
Millbank, Millbank.
Oh, B. Okay.
Yeah, we started. We just started. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, James, is that correct? James Rutherford? Okay. I'm Sergeant Sean Trussell. This is Deputy Scott Mullen, Dark County Sheriff's Office here, okay? You've been read your rights out at the scene when you was arrested, okay? And you understand those rights, correct? Okay, and you understand that those rights are still in effect at this time while we're talking to you, okay?
James seemed lost and stuck, like a scared animal in a corner. He tried really hard to find a way out, thinking about what lies or excuses could keep him from getting in trouble. The pressure grew as he tried to make up a believable story to get out of the situation.
And things that you said, there's pretty much a belief that you guys were going to kiss, get naked, and then it could lead elsewhere.
Not really.
Not really? You didn't take that by what you put in here?
Sir, I never intended, when I was saying all that, to actually come up here today.
But you did come up here,
Yes, sir.
okay?
And I didn't intend
So whether
to
you made an
happen.
intent to come up here or not,
I know it's
you
illegal.
still typed this stuff, right?
Yes, sir.
And you had the belief that if you come up here, there was a chance that you guys were going to
I wasn't going to. In fact, I don't think she mentioned it. And I said, you mean.
So you're telling me you didn't believe one bit you was going to come up?
No, sir, I did not. No, sir. I know it looks like that, I'm sure. But no, sir. I did not.
So if you didn't think you're coming up here, what did you think you're coming up here for?
Honestly, and I know you guys haven't seen what I discussed with Mr. Guy from NBC. I don't know why I decided to come up. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't be saying this without a lawyer, but I don't know. I decided long before I even got here, though, that I wasn't going to do anything physical with her.
But before you made that decision, there was a belief that something physical was going to happen. Even though you changed your mind.
No, sir.
And you said that
In fact, I wasn't
you
even
changed
gonna-
your mind.
I wasn't even going to come up, and I even
And
called
why
her.
did you come?
I even called her and said, I'm not really comfortable with this. You're way too young. And she said, come anyway. We'll just hang out. I don't know if you guys have logs of my phone calls, but that is what happened. I, in fact, turned around and was heading home, and I said, I don't think I'm going to come. I don't feel comfortable with this. And I don't know if you can check that or not. And she said, no, come up. We'll have fun. I was just looking forward to hanging out, whatever. And I went home and thought, this is dumb. I shouldn't go. But if I drive up and just hang out, I'm not going to do anything. I'll drive home. That's all
What did you
I-
anticipate you were going to have in common with this girl?
I don't know. That's one of the reasons why I didn't know why I was coming.
I mean, judging by what you guys chatted with, looks to me like there's only one reason. Only one thing you could have in common with this girl.
That wasn't. I mean, we didn't start off, at least, I don't even know when I met that girl. It was just randomly in an Ohio adult room. I mean, I even said, I'm a lot older than you. I don't know.
I mean, do you think you would have anything in common with this girl? Is this a girl you wanted to date?
No, hell no. I didn't even want anything physical by the time I got here, sir. She's 13. I didn't want to date her. I didn't.
I mean, obviously there's thoughts.
Sure, I'm all.
I mean, by
Obviously.
what you typed. I mean, that's
Obviously, but
When
No, sir,
at what
I
point
didn't.
did you lose those thoughts? I mean, at what point did you think that those thoughts were?
when it became real when I was coming up here. I thought this is not a good idea.
So you were like halfway here and thought, what am I
In
doing?
fact,
or-
I told the guys over there, I almost turned off and just went to the Dayton Air Force Museum. I think I just,
Was that about when you started thinking this is a bad idea?
no. As soon as she said it yesterday, I thought, I mean, on the internet, it's almost like it's a fantasy, like it's not real, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then it kind of got real, and I thought, what? I don't even want to. That's stupid. And I don't know why I decided to come. I didn't really want to.
You must want to somewhat, or else you wouldn't be here now, right?
I think it was just, I don't know. I'm going, it won't matter to you, but I actually just found out a couple days ago I'm getting divorced. And I've just been trying to stay out of the house and stay busy, and I think I had nothing else to do today. And thought, well, I'll drive up there if nothing else, and if I even thought maybe I'll get here and turn around. But if nothing else, it was a couple hours I could just be out of the house, driving my car, whatever.
James tries to say that his divorce is the reason for his actions, which is like what predators and abusers often do. These kinds of people usually don't admit they did something wrong and instead blame outside things for what happened.
Now you're going to be charged with attempted unlawful conduct with a minor.
Can I have a lawyer?
Okay.
I have a lawyer.
You will have a chance to call him if that's what you wish.
I mean, I don't have a personal lawyer. Somebody
Yeah.
have to, I mean,
You'll be arraigned come Monday morning, and they'll explain to you as far as what your charges are and whether you seek court-appointed counseling or what. They'll explain all that to you.
so I'll be in custody.
Yes, sir.
James Rutherford got a punishment of 45 days in jail and has to be on probation for 36 months. Also, he will be on the registered sex offenders list for 10 years. But if you think that only these teachers can be wrong, then you haven't heard about Brittany Zamora.
Ms. Zamora went on the counter. It was right here. And then he was putting his into Ms. Zamora's virgin, just bouncing up and down.
A 27-year-old teacher, Brittany Zamora, got into trouble in March 2018. The parents of a 13-year-old boy told the school about some inappropriate messages they found on their son's phone. They accused Brittany of doing something really unthinkable. Later, in a questioning room, an investigator starts asking her questions.
That's cool. And where were you before that?
Littleton Elementary School.
And how long were you there?
From July 2013 to May 2017.
And what's your position right now?
6th grade teacher.
6th grade teacher. Okay. And what did you do there?
Littleton.
Mm-hmm.
4th and 5th.
All right. And are you from Arizona, or did you?
I lived here when I was 10.
Where was that from?
Michigan.
Well, if you're from Michigan, then what football team were you cheering for?
The Cowboys. Not the Lions.
You're from Wisconsin.
Not the Packers.
You didn't cheer for the Packers.
My husband and his family are diehard Cowboys fans, so.
Brittany cooperates with the investigator and even smiles sometimes. It's clear that back then, as a 6th grade teacher, she didn't know how much trouble she was in. However, it didn't take long for her to figure it out.
Can I ask you a question?
You can.
So is this arrest from the school, or was this from something separate? So I had my school call me yesterday and tell me that I was on probation, but I had his father contact me today, so I was just trying to figure out which one it was from.
Well, it's more from things.
Okay.
Like, the school doesn't really call me and
Okay, so those are
The school's not pressing charges or something like that. It's dealing with, yeah. So dealing with that issue. So, and there really is. I guess I wanted to give you the opportunity because there really is very little doubt on what happened. But I wanted you to be able to maybe explain, give you the opportunity to explain kind of why it happened, kind of thing. Because I'm not going to judge you, okay? And you said this is the first time you've been in trouble. Yeah. And you're 27, so you made it a long ways. So I'm not going to judge you, and people do make mistakes. So there's mistakes that are made in life, and they happen, and it's basically how people move on from those is kind of who they are as a person. So I'm not going to deny that, that it's something, and I'm sure you're not either, that it's something that shouldn't have happened. But I'm not going to call you a monster or anything like that and say you did something so, crazy that you're a horrible person. So I wanted you to explain, how this came to happen.
Can I read to have an attorney?
You can. Is that what you want? Okay. All right.
I'll just go probably.
That's fine.
The person looking into things understands Brittany's situation and wants her to talk about it. But Zamora stops him from asking and says she won't say anything without a lawyer. The investigator then starts to talk about what might happen because of what Brittany did.
Hypothetically speaking, what is a typical consequence that you foresee?
I don't know. It varies. I can't give you. I know. I can't give you a black and white answer to that. They take a lot of things into consideration. You don't have a criminal history. At least you're telling me that, and I'll be honest with you, I haven't checked yet.
I never did anything.
So.
I'm sorry. It's just
That's okay. I do know. I'm not going to ask you any more questions because you said you wanted an attorney. So, did you have any more questions for me?
What are the next steps?
The next step is basically you do go to jail tonight. I submit some paperwork.
I'm little. They're gonna tear me apart.
Well, I mean, if you have problems with somebody, you can voice that to somebody. Okay.
Brittany starts crying and says, "I'm small and they'll hurt me." She doesn't realize that what she did was wrong and could put her in jail. Just by looking at her, anyone would think she's innocent and kind. But when the police talk to other students, they find out how disturbed she actually was.
When everyone left, we went to the classroom, and because I was supposed to go, and I was like, "Oh, we should go now." And she said, "No, wait a minute." And they said, and then you started making out in the classroom in the corner, and I was by the desk area. So if anyone would open the door, I'd say, "Oh, someone here," and they're in the corner. So they told me just to cover the door. And then the next day, I didn't want to cover, so I just went out the classroom and covered because I didn't want to see them doing stuff.
So you said after the talent show that you left the bags in a room and you were standing by the door and they were making out in the corner.
Yeah.
Help me understand, what do you mean by they were making out?
Kissing each other and no, I wasn't by the door. I was this is the desk, or this is the desk area, and the door's all the way over there. So I was by the desk, watching out if anyone would come in the door.
Okay. So tell me, what other very first thing that happened in the room?
First thing, they started kissing, and then Ms. Moore went on the counter, right here, and then he was putting his dick into Ms. Moore's Regina. So Ms. Moore was right here, and then right here, and then like he put his leg, like Ms. Moore's leg, so he wide it out, just bouncing up and down.
Listening to the kid's voice makes everything worse. He doesn't even know how to talk about certain things, which shows how serious it is. It makes you wonder what could make an adult woman do something like this. Finally, Zamora admitted guilty to sexual conduct with a minor, as well as other reduced charges of public indecency, and was sentenced to 20 years imprisonment. But teachers breaking the law surprisingly continues, and it's always from who you would expect the least. On September 7th, 2023, at Cross Timbers Elementary School in Tumsa, Oklahoma, Jennifer Davis, a teacher, seemed very drunk in her classroom. Other teachers or staff who were worried probably told someone, and the police got involved. Even though Davis said she wasn't drunk, things got serious when a test showed her blood alcohol level was 0.66. This made people wonder if she was fit to be an elementary school teacher, and if it could affect the students she was responsible for.
Good. Can we clear the room? This is Jennifer Davis.
Hi.
Hi, Jennifer.
Jennifer, how you doing?
You too.
So, we talked to Miss Davis a little bit about some reports that we've received as late as this morning. And so she understands, and she said she'd be willing to meet with you and talk to you.
Okay.
But we want to give you all some privacy too. So is this a suitable
Yeah, this is
place?
fine.
Okay.
Yep.
We'll just step out here. How you doing from there?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, it's almost the end of the week.
Almost.
Yes. So what's going on today?
They said they had reports where I was drinking at school, which has never happened.
When was the last time you had anything to drink?
Last night.
Okay. About what time did you quit drinking?
Probably about 10:30.
10:30. How much did you drink?
Just a glass of wine, nothing major.
Okay. All right. Well, would you be willing to submit to some tests?
Yeah.
To make sure everything's okay? Okay. All right. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to check you for HGM. Okay, this is what we call standardized field sobriety tests.
Uh-huh.
Okay. There's 3 of them. I'm going to pretty much focus on the first one, which is horizontal gaze nystagmus. I'm going to have you take your glasses off, and I'm going to have you, we'll stand up when we do this, but I'm going to have you track my
I am
finger.
so blind without them, I can't hardly see.
Can you see something like my finger about 6 inches from your face? Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, let's try that. Go ahead and stand up for me real quick if you would. Heel to heel, toe to toe, arms straight down to the side. Okay. You say you wear glasses.
Yes.
Any traumatic brain injuries?
No.
Growing up or anything like
No.
that? Okay. Because sometimes that can affect what I'm
No,
doing.
I can't see without my glass. That's all I was saying.
Okay. All right. Can you see that right there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I want you to follow this right with your eyes and your eyes only. Don't move your head. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just track on that. Try to keep your head as straight as you can, okay?
Sorry,
Oh,
I'm
you're okay.
nervous, so
I get it. Keep your head straight. Just put your eyes over here. There you go. Okay, we're gonna go way up this time. Okay, just follow right here. Okay. That's it.
The officer starts asking Davis about how much she drank recently. Davis says she had a glass of wine the night before. Even though she seems sure of herself, the officer does some tests. First, there's this thing called the horizontal gaze nystagmus test. After that, they check her blood alcohol level. That's when her confidence starts to break down.
All right, this is what we call our portable breathalyzer machine. Okay.
Yes.
You don't have to take the test. Okay. But this will show the presence of alcohol if there's any on
7.
board. Okay. But this again would be your opportunity if teachers here or administrators feel that they smell alcohol on you, this would be your opportunity to prove this.
Sure.
Okay. You willing to take that test?
Yes.
Okay.
I haven't.
You've been what?
I haven't had anything today.
Okay. And if that's the case, or if there's nothing on board,
No,
because sometimes
I'm
what
just,
can happen, well, if people have had a really good one on the night before, it can carry over into the next day.
So what do I do?
As far as what?
You said it can carry into today.
It can. Sure can. I mean, if people get on like a week-long bender, or if they really tie a good one on the night before, you know, the alcohol could still be on board. But I can't give you any legal advice to take it or not to take it. I can do is offer it to you. And it's your right to refuse it. But again, I'll say this is, if you're saying you're not under the influence of alcohol, this is your opportunity to prove to your employer that you're
no.
not. So.
I mean, no, today I haven't had anything. But like I admitted to you last night, yes.
But if you had one glass of wine last night and you didn't have anything else after that, one glass of wine isn't going to carry over into the next day.
No, I mean, I went to sleep.
Okay. All right, so you want to take this?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, what's going to happen is when this thing tells me it's time to blow, I'm going to have you reach over with your mouth and blow into that as hard as you can until I tell you to stop. Big deep breath, blow. Hard. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Good. Good.
I don't even know what that
0.06.
is. That
You are just under the legal limit. So if you were to be out driving right now, you would be charged with DWI, driving while intoxicated.
under the legal limit?
Just under it. The legal limit is 0.08, which is DUI. From a 0.06 to an 07, you could be charged with DWI.
I haven't had anything to drink today.
Okay, well, I'm gonna let Mr. Let me ask you this, is there anybody that can come and pick you up here at the school?
Yes,
Okay.
but I mean, I don't.
Even though Davis kept saying she hadn't drunk anything that day and just had a glass of wine the night before, the breathalyzer test showed her blood alcohol level was 0.6, just under the legal limit for driving under the influence. Davis is confused and can't believe the result. She keeps saying she's sober, but breathalyzers give a clear measure of how drunk someone is, and there's not much room for arguing about it.
That's the right thing to do, but it's also the thing that will draw scrutiny and criticism from everybody in the community.
Because she's allowed to go home with someone else and not be arrested.
Yeah, I think the thing we'll have to do there, just to speak the school language here for a second with you, is just she's not going to come back.
Right.
She's going to give me a letter if we're going to do it that way. So I'm willing to go that way, or if she's not willing to give me a letter of resignation.
And that's something you'll work out between with her. But from a legal standpoint, I'm going to go ahead and make the arrest. Okay. All right.
Okay. So you're going to arrest her and take her from here?
Again, there's two ways now. You can view an arrest as she goes to jail, or I could cite and release on her own recognizance, provided she's got somebody that's sober that can come and take possession of her.
And so you're going to give her that option?
Well, no. That's the decision I'm going to make before I walk back in that room.
Okay.
After the breathalyzer test, it was clear that Jennifer Davis was drunk. The police officer, along with the school's head and other staff, talked about what this meant. Because it could harm the school's reputation, they decided to fire Davis. Also, following the usual rules and for legal reasons, the officer decided to handcuff her.
Okay. What'd you say your name was again, ma'am?
Jennifer Davis.
Jennifer. Okay. Do you have your ID with you? Or it's in your purse? Okay. I'm going to need to see that here.
Okay. I'll go get
She'll go get it.
Where's your purse at? It's in my room in my cabinet. Okay. Is there anything else that you would need? So I can get it later. is my purse and my key, whatever I need.
Okay, it's all in your purse.
My keys are beside my purse.
Jennifer, what's your phone number?
What is happening?
Okay, Jennifer, I'm going to be honest with you. This is a portable breathalyzer machine. It reads a little lower than what the actual intoxilizer, which we utilize at the police department. It reads lower. This came up a 0.066.
I have not had any, that's what I'm saying. I haven't had anything today.
Okay, well, again, and I don't know your drinking habits. Okay, I kind of explained that to you before I put you on the machine. Okay, if somebody drinks a lot, and if they run with a normal BAC of, say, about a 0.06 or 0.08, that's what feels normal to them. Okay? When they start to get below that, that's when the onset of withdrawals kick in. You start getting the shakes and not feeling so good, and then you drink a little more to get feeling normal again.
Sure.
That BAC will still be up here. Okay, from a legal standpoint, you're still intoxicated. I'm comfortable enough to let you know if you were to be put on the actual intoxilizer that you'd be up around a 0.12, 0.13 area. Okay. When I checked your eyes for horizontal gaze nystagmus, you had every clue. You had the onset of, you had a lack of equal pursuit, you had the onset of nystagmus prior to 45 degrees, and you had nystagmus at max deviation. Okay. If I had pulled you over, I'm going to be honest with you, you'd have been arrested for driving under the influence.
Okay, that's what he was explaining.
Yep. Okay.
Can I have somebody pick me up?
Well, I've got a legal obligation. Okay. You're here entrusted for the care and safety and for the teaching of these kids. Okay. No, today you're going to be arrested for public intoxication. Okay.
Please don't do this.
Man,
I will have
listen,
my sister come get me.
I don't write the laws.
And I will resign.
Well, that's going to be that's something you're going to discuss with the administration here. But I've made my decision. Okay. It's zero tolerance. Okay.
I would just like to know who reported. And I did not drink today.
Well, I'm going to tell you from a legal standpoint, when people call in and report a crime, of any crime, we're not in the business of telling people who made the report. And there's reasons behind that. Okay?
I understand that.
Okay.
So, you're taking me to county?
Mm-hmm. Okay. And it's going to be a municipal charge. I'm not going to run it through the district court. It'll be through the city of Tecumseh. It'll be a municipal charge of public intoxication. Okay?
In terms of your employment here, Jennifer, we can't move forward with you being a teacher here any longer.
Okay.
If you want to resign, that's your option. If you choose not to, though, I would be forced to go to the board and ask for your termination based on the outcome of today. So, anytime,
I would like to resign.
Jennifer Davis was charged with public intoxication following the breathalyzer test results. After this, she decided to quit her job at the school district. If you enjoyed this video, watch this one. And don't forget to subscribe. Goodbye.